This is a very rough overview of the infrastructure. Here on the left side, we can see the IXNet B2B. So it is a browser-based solution where we don't have to install any software to your salespeople. So your sales, they only need a computer which has internet access. They can use any computer worldwide. And you will give your salespeople here an username and password, a login.
Okay.
With this username and password, your sales will have access to your own catalog and to your own pricing. So they can customize furniture, they can do kitchens, they can do quotations, floor plan, elevations, roughly renderings, and then they can export this order directly to your factory. And then your factory will receive all necessary data for production. Let's say any BSF files, any HOMAG files, any nesting, any cutter size, and so on. Okay. If this happens, we have some cloud services. So we can upload the same kitchen into a cloud service where your installation team, they have everything paperless on a mobile device, like on an iPad, on a computer. So they can see the instruction for assembly, they can see the kitchen layout, they can see the floor plan elevations.
Okay.
And then also we can export the kitchen to the mobile device of your customer, that the customer can see the mobile, the 3D kitchen on his mobile device. Okay. This is more or less the very rough overview. Okay. I start with an online login. So what we will do is we will create for you an online server where you have your own online shop.
Okay. Can I ask you a question, Mr. Ingo?
Yes, please.
So we already have an IMOS library.
Yes.
Can we use the same library for this
yes.
cloud-based system?
Yes. What we have to do is we have to add to the library XML data, so the limitations. In your library, you have cabinets which you can stretch from 1 to 5,000 millimeter. For the sales, we have to give them a frame of options. So let's say minimum is 300, maximum is 900 in width, and so on. So this kind of limitation is important, that the sales cannot sell something which you cannot produce.
Sure, understood.
But the library in general, yes, that is the foundation of everything.
Okay.
So we will create for you an online shop, looks like this one here. And in this online shop, we can have different catalogs. Okay. Here, for example, we can have a D-Live kitchen catalog, or a handless kitchen, or bedroom, or we have here office catalogs. We have here kid room catalogs. So all this different type of furniture comes out of your CAD/CAM library.
Okay.
I will make a new order. So first, let's say D-Live is the title, and say a little kitchen, for example. So every sales would get an access, and they can create like an order like this one here. They can see the project title in the corner. Okay. And they can do a room planning solution. So they go online with a room planner, and they have this room planning option. So they can look into this option for just creating rooms, whatever you want. So it's very simple to use. As you can see, you can go to room details here. You can choose your flooring material. You can upload here from Google any pictures for flooring, like oak here. This was from Google. You can give them also an angle. You can just customize it as much as you want.
Okay.
Let's go for this one here. In this room planning here, of course, we have lightings, which are important for the rendering in online. So we can just have here, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 more lightings if we want to. We can go into this planner just to simulate how the kitchen could look like. Let's say we make a door inside, so we just tick it to the door and say, hey, this is a left side, right side door. We choose colors. We go into a 3D module so we can see the door and the room in 3D environment. And this is all in browser, so you don't have to install any software license.
Okay.
You can tick to windows here and add a window here if you want to. You can customize a window as much as you want. So here you can just have it in 200 by 200, and then also have them, yeah, with the room sizing here.
Okay.
You can customize the window if you want to, as much as you want. Give them also a color if you want to. So it's very easy to use. You can tick to the walls here and choose some kind of wall painting. There are a lot of paintings here and papers available. What you can do is also you can just go to the color picker here just to get an idea of yeah, which is my most favorite one, like this one here.
Great,
Here we take this one here. So it's like that.
Okay.
Nothing to do with the furniture, but we still have here options of have the electrical supply in or the water supply, like this one here. And then if we are okay with it, what you can do also is you can add on here any kind of additional walls, niche openings, plinths, ceiling material. So here have a ceiling available and just have a look to the size of the ceiling. So the width should be 448 and also 448. So then you also can have here the ceiling if you want to in different colors available. It's just an option to make it more realistic to your salespeople. So it's just very simple to use. Now it comes to your furniture and to your specific catalog from D-Live, interior design. Right side here, we have those cabinets catalogs, so kitchen, design catalogs, bedroom, kit rooms, and so on. You can tick to this kitchen here, and we have the sub-catalogs. And what we did here is, in the XML, we give them a global setting so that you can predefine what kind of color should be part of your kitchen. So you can say, hey, I would like to have every cabinet coming with the same door design, same handle design. So I go to front here and choose my front design. You can have here wood, grain, whatever you want. So it's here some Wenger, for example, and the handles should be in, well, in this one here, and the tall handles the same, and blah, blah, blah. So it's up to you. I apply this. And now here we have exactly the same cabinets, part of your today's catalog, just as in configured.
So if you take after selection, the handles everything can be selected. Okay.
We will upload all the handles you have in your warehouse as a selection for the sales.
Okay.
So if you tick here on plus, then the cabinet jumps in default size. Okay. And it's moving around the wall, as you can see now here. You can also pick them into in the middle one. So I've just put it in here. If you tick to base units here with drawers, if you tick to the tool, then it opens up the configuration modus. Okay. And then you can configure it like here. These are the XMLs I was talking about. Here you can just resize it. So let's say 922 millimeter, for example. Then it's resized itself. But these widths here, we have to give them limitations because you have maximum and minimum sizes for your panels.
Yes.
So here's the cabinet. We put it into the room. And here you can see the bubbles. It's connecting each other. And here we go. Okay. Same for any additional things here. If I go for appliances, again, I can go through the tool. We also can have in the XML here a drop-down menu so that you have only a certain options for sizing, resizing. So stepwise, every 100 millimeter, for example. So here I take on.
And this all control comes from the head office where the database is made. Basically, the XMLs are made from head office.
Okay.
Yes. So then here also connect them together. And then I would like to have also here a shelf. So here I can choose a shelf and tick on plus, and here just put it together. And that's a very simple way how to do. It's now refreshing itself. At any time you can tick to any cabinet, and also inside of the room you can resize it, let's say 460 millimeter. So it's resize itself.
Okay.
Like this one here. And then we can go to continuous parts, tick on those cabinets who should have here base unit. So we choose here base. The plinth is going according to the shape of the cabinets.
Okay.
Let's choose a white one. And then we do the same with a worktop. Choose a worktop. Choose one of them, which are part of your library. That's fine now. I can go to any kind of decoration, so I can choose my decorations here. It's going to the typical living room catalog here. So I can tick here a clock, and the clock you can also customize in size. It's also having the same computer timing like your computer has. Yeah, put a Mona Lisa here. Go into the in a 2D and have here where is my cooking and dining? Have here also, let's say, yeah, some chairs available.
Okay.
And dining set. Dining set should be moved around, and it only has one glass instead of two glasses. So a lot of things are possible in that, just to make it a bit more realistic. And then we can do kind of yeah, presentation. So the first thing is simplify. We just create here a screenshot. Okay. We have here a button which creates the elevation, so the floor plan and elevation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because we got 5 walls, I have an angle wall plus a floor plan. Okay. So now under my, just delete those empty walls. Here I got my elevation. It's all browser based, so you don't have to install any computers.
Okay.
Floor plan. You also can say, hey, I would like to have the floor plan in millimeter, in centimeter, in meter, in feet, in inch. You can ask for the position number of the cabinets. So if you do so, then go into 2D. You also can see here now the position number of the cabinets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, which might be important for your sales and for your installation team. If I go back into the 3D, I can go for presentation mode here and also ask getting an online rendering picture. So it creates me an online rendering. This takes roughly a minute because it's referring to the German server for rendering setup. Of course, you can put in more decorations like flowers, coffee tables, and so on, just to make it more realistic.
Okay.
Then we have here the other floor plans and elevations. You can delete those which are empty. It's not important for the customer. The rendering is still in process. I can save this. Now I have here the information of all the cabinets. Those I modified by the configuration. It gets a real-time picture. Those I just put in by default. It gets a catalog picture. Okay. I can put in here project info. So by default, it comes with a login, the editor's name, so your salespeople's name and email address. Okay. And then if you put in here address for your quotation, this will be directly sent to your headquarters. So if the sales put in here customer name and address, it will go directly to your headquarters. Same with shipping address, same with invoicing address. Okay. I save it. Then we have here the pricing. The pricing is based on your IMOS pricing, which we can also connect to ERP solutions. And then your sales has options for discounts, for shipping cost, either in percentage wise or in total wise. Also assembly costs. And you can put in here everything you want. You can put in here the GST. Okay. Save it, and then it creates a quotation. Okay. The quotation, first of all, will create a PDF. So it has here, this is a typical basic quotation. The report we can customize according to your own idea and so on. So then it gets here the quotation as a sample. Here is a project title. This is fixed to the order number 6247.
Okay.
In the same, we can have here a drawing set. So it creates another PDF, and we have, you know, the elevation floor plans available. Huh? Let me check if I have here the documents. So rendering is also available. These kinds of renderings comes out by default. And since it's a browser-based software solution, that means we don't have to install your sales. They can look from any computer worldwide, but they can use it with a login. They can download here all the files as a zip file. So in this, they will have all the drawings, all the quotations, everything, and they can share that with the customer. So we have a rendering, we have a floor plan, we have elevation, we have the quotation, pricing, and we have shared everything to DLive headquarter.
Okay.
I can order this project now. 6247. I order it. And here we go. Okay. Then I can go to my projects and I can see all the projects I've done in the past. So here's a kitchen I did. Here's an island kitchen for American markets. Here's just this very small one. So if I looked into this one here, let me go back. It's just a sample into this one here. So that was a sample we did for an American kitchen. They like to have this.
Okay.
So all this is done in the same environment. Of course, this is much bigger than what we did right now, but it's just a very small demo. I did a kitchen for 2 minutes.
Okay.
I go back to my projects now, and I go back to my headquarter software. So in the headquarter, in your facility, we will install an integration server. And this integration server, they have some software robots. So your sales worldwide using your online platform for ordering, they can order kitchens. And in your headquarter, we have to install software where we take in all the kitchens from the worldwide sales and automatically generate all the files for production. So
Okay.
if I go for my online platform, I just go for my projects. We will find here the DLive project. It says here in green, it has been ordered. Okay. Once the sales will schedule it, it will become, in fact, an order to the factory. They also can put in here, where is it? They can put in here also prices, assembly, shippings, even associate projects. So if there's one customer having a living room and a bedroom for the same, so we can add for one customer here additional rooms in it so that you have a number of rooms in one order. Yeah. So if I schedule it, it comes in order to your factory and it says in planning. And now what's happened in the factory where we have this software robots installed, it's like a black box computer. The robots are looking every 5 or 10 seconds after a new order. And now we are looking forward to have a new order income. It's just a couple of seconds then. And here we go. There's a XML sim called Sales Import Manager. And now it's creating all the information for production on the fly. So you do not have to redesign the kitchen. It's all done by itself, even for the CNC file outputs, reports, and so on. It's completely automized, the complete process. Which means for your sales, if they are not customizing a lot in kitchens and using mainly your standard hardware, which is flexible in size and color, then this online platform will be very, very much efficient to you in terms of automate your sales process. So here's a kitchen coming in. The first iBot taking down the order, save it in order into the job table.
Okay.
The next status will be, it will generate the bill of materials, so the BOM.
This is the same process what we are doing it for the CAM configuration and what presently we are using it.
Yeah. Yes.
Here's PXM, so the PXM data are there. And then we will have the next files. Process data is a cutting information, barcode has been created. Now the software opens up the same kitchen and creates a 3D graphic.
That means why we are showing you this, sir. This is actually we are trying to show you the front end is automatically getting connected to the back end.
Okay.
You don't need to redo it again and again.
Okay.
But in your case of Python is exactly what you are doing it in Python, then putting it again back to the system.
Yes.
And making it again in IMOS. Here is nothing is required. It is automatic.
Yes, and Python, everything is working, but grain matching, grain direction, and edge band application, all those things are not working properly. So that's why we are redesigning to IMOS.
Yeah, and then
in this case here, there's no redesign needed. If you use the online platform, then everything goes directly to your factory with data for production. You just have to start processing in your factory, but the data are already there. So we can see that right now. It's creating now the files for this kitchen here. So here's the kitchen we did in an online process. Now the documentation comes up. You can see the document manager is starting its processing. It's creating now the CNC files. It's creating all the drawings, the explosion views, single part drawings, and all these features are now. It takes roughly a minute to have this kitchen finished, and it's just a black box computer. So as Sanjay said, there's no need to redesign. It's just coming from the internal information online into your factory.
It is simply created from a iPad or a small pad browser to your direct to head office. That's all. No computer investment, nothing.
If I go to my factory folder, 6247, here we go.
Okay.
Here we have now all the drawings coming in. So here we can see on the fly the drawings, explosion view, the table of panels, the fitting information. Here's the cabinet. We have stretched it to 925 or 926 millimeter. Yeah, the same for any information here. Here's this, the angled cabinet, and here we can see the barcode number 1055. So in the same folder, we have also here the PXM, and here I have by default installed the Bathe, HOMAG, and IMA. I also can add on here my SCM machine. And then I have for each machine here my MPF files, for HOMAG, my Bathe files, CRX, or even my SCM files.
Okay.
Every panel gets the barcode if I want to. Every panel has here the drawings, so you can see now it's coming in and in just on the fly. We have all the
drawing has its own number. It can be connected to your SAP as well.
Okay.
You don't need really a defined part number.
Okay.
So it is possible to connect every panel.
So is it possible to add some more measurements if it is required?
Again, please.
If we need to give some additional measurement details, is it possible to give it?
Yes, even after download. No, I can just even right now, before creating those data, I can say, hey, the iBot. So this is just a sample how it can work. The workflow we can customize according to your needs, and we can say, hey, please just download the kitchen with all details, but I like to have a local view on it before creating the data. Also possible.
Okay.
And then you can make here a cutout in if you want to, or whatever you want. So we can just make it afterwards and just give you an example how it could look like.
Okay.
Presently, what
So it
license
takes 1 minute to have.
Yeah, with
So what
license, what we have is they will only work for the XML data. So XML data you have to create. XML data is Anil sir knows how to write the XML data. He says I know it, so it's perfectly okay. You can start writing the XML data for you.
Okay.
So now we have 91% done. So all the panels are now finished in here. So every drawing is there, every resizing is there, and so on. So this is almost done. Once the process has been finished, the software will stop the import and is waiting for the next order coming from your sales. What you can do is you can go to the organizer in IMOS, and then you can see every incoming order.
So 25 branches are creating different orders. Everything can be aligned according to, and it can be organized because organizer is there to organize every database, every system, every order.
And after downloading, you can export the kitchen in high-end rendering tool if you want to, or if you have something specified.
Okay.
Here's the order manager. I can find my new import here, 6247. If I go to the head data, you can see a DLive, log in. Here's my tiny kitchen. I can open that and cut again before creating production data if you want to, instead of creating directly on the fly. You can also customize the kitchen even right now.
Suppose the salesman has not created correct and it is just ordered it, so it is possible to rewrite most of the things, no problem. But he doesn't need to do it from the scratch. He can just change it, bus.
Okay.
You can just make all over the important settings. It's very important, very easy to do it now because now every drawing is already in IMOS.
So suppose two customers are having apartments in same building and having same floor plan. Is it possible to copy one project to another? And
yes. So what we do is here in that way, we have in my projects, let's say I did this apartment already. So I can just say here, copy the project. Okay. It copies the project and then I can recustomize. So copy basket here. So okay. I can go to this new basket. I can rename it. Okay. I can go to the room planner and then I say, hey, here's my typical kitchen, but my customer, this customer here, he don't like to have the same kitchen. Okay. He is looking forward to change the global changes and say, hey, for this, I would like to change my data. So then we can just take the same kitchen setup, or if you like to customize it, you still have the option. And then I would like to just have here for the same, let's say Mongolia doors. And then it take the same kitchen and refresh it with a new design. Okay. Where is it? Global change.
Best on Ingo you have made is got a global change.
Yeah, so
you
then why is my internet?
Again. Reload it.
Let me double check. Here we go. Okay. So then the same kitchen is done in a different style. Huh? So this is also possible. Okay. Okay. And you can also do that with every different room and get the order together collected. Huh? Okay. Is it possible? Here's now the kitchen after downloading. Still, you have the option of customize the kitchen. So here I can just go in and say, hey, I would like to have here a specific cutout for my worktop. So here I would like to have a small cutout for any cables if I want to, or whatever. So I can just say, hey, please select parts, this part, this part, this part, and this part should have here the cutout. So we just go for tools and ask for the cutout of this small element. So then it will create a cutout for those cabinets. For the parts I have just assigned to that. So now all the CNC files will have the specific cutouts before going to processing. So this is also an option. You can customize it as much as you want with your standard skills in IMOS, and your designer have those because long-time users in that. What I can do also is I can, after importing it, I can again export it to your mobile device. So I can say, hey, please get me an export of 20 days or 29 days for this kitchen here in mode 3. So then it generates also an explosion in a 3D model. So then it creates an export and opens up your My Outlook, for example, and then here's a share. Just copy it and put it into our chat here. So if you look to the chat, you have now here this file. If you tick to the file, you can share it by WhatsApp.
Okay.
There's one more person coming in. So you can share it by WhatsApp, and then you will have the kitchen here on your mobile device. Please do me a favor, tick on structure and tick on properties to make the screen bigger.
Okay.
And then you will have the same kitchen on your mobile device, opening that just this thing. And also you can see here now, it has the cutout for the cables here involved in.
Okay.
You can tick to any cabinet and say, please isolate it. And show me in X-ray also the connectors. So this is also possible. All on your mobile device.
Customer also can see like this.
This is a link for the customer, correct?
Okay.
And then, yeah, this is a normal way how we can do.
Okay.
I can close it, and it's valid for the next 25 days.
Okay.
Why
this for a limited time?
Okay. Here we go. So the next one is, if you are interested also in nesting, we can do also nesting. So then we tick here to nesting, choose barcoding for nesting and the CNC files and give them a name. Let's say D live, save it. At the same time, we can close the integration server. So then we create here nesting. The software, after importing the order from the online portal, has now all parts with all CNC files available. And then we can do some kind of nesting solution. It's now saving this order. I can go to the organizer here, make a refresh. You can see a D live. Here's my kitchen. I have now my customer data coming from the online portal. We have here all this information we have saved in the online portal, and in this one here right now, it creates also the nesting for all the panels. So here we have the nesting information available with all sizes and so on. I can save it, and then I can go to my reports here. So then I can just ask for a couple of reports. And you know, it's a typical way how getting reports in IMOS, it's SQL data.
That Ingo, we know this. I have sent you some WhatsApp pictures. Can you just go through it for a minute?
A second, yeah. You know this, okay, you know this. And it shows also important to you guys the optimization of all the panels.
Okay.
Got it. Beautiful.
Okay, you have sent me some WhatsApp pictures.
Yeah.
Thank you for the pictures. Yeah. Well, what we can do is we have in after downloading of the kitchen here, we can have an export. Customers like Design Cafe, they use this export here VR link, and they create a VRML output. So IMOS is not a high super realistic photorealistic rendering tool. So what we can do is we can now do a rendering in IMOS, or we can export this to software solutions like Twinmotion for rendering, for having this high-end rendering available with this output. So that's an option in how customers in IMOS using the online ordering and then the VML for exporting to Twinmotion, doing specific renderings and send this to customer as a picture.
How much time it might take to render one room in this different rendering tool?
I mean, the export here is quite simple. We just create here paths. We put it to say to the desktop and say, hey, D live, save it, and then we have here the option VRML, which is an export format for high-end renders. So then we create this this high-end renders, and then there will be there will be
12 minutes.
There will be a file for here you can see the DLive VML. There will be a file format available, which you can open up in high-end renderers like Twinmotion, Cinema 4D, or 3D Max, and then the rendering process in this is up to the skills of the designer.
Okay, Mr. Ingo, our designers are already having Python licenses, Python Planner licenses. Is it possible to send this file to Planner for the final rendering?
Oh, I'm not very sure. We are good friends with Python by person, but we are in software interactivities and in software interfaces. We do not have that big friendship.
Okay, so the if either can read this VML software, format, then it is possible.
Yeah, but most of our customers in India, they use Twinmotion because it's much more better in rendering process. But it's up to you.
Excuse me, what's the name of that software?
Twinmotion.
Twinmotion.
It's only for rendering.
Okay, thank you.
And it is giving you the actual, even the Twinmotion means where the actual plants are moving. You can see the air blowing. That type of rendering is there.
Okay,
it's not only
so is it possible to create a 360 from IMOS?
Yes.
I have sent you the link for the showcase.
I'm sending it to you, sir. Okay, Ingo, I have sent you one picture. See, Mr. Jovi has sent it to me. Can we produce this type of furniture in IMOS?
Which one are you talking about? So we can import those sofas as a 3D model. That's possible.
Okay, so the same room that we created now, the kitchen, can we see it in a 360 while we send the IMOS link to the customer?
You mean this picture?
No. I'm asking about the kitchen that you created now.
Yes.
In IMOS, is it possible to generate a 360 view of that room?
360, yeah, it's possible. 360, yes.
It's basically we send a link, and that link will open, and the customer can rotate it like a 360. You can zoom in, zoom out, so something like that, right?
Okay, we can see the 360 of that room, right?
Yes. I think Sanjay sir, if you can forward that link to sir once again.
Already sent it to you, sir. It's in your.
Okay.
I think I sent it to on WhatsApp.
Okay, so Mr. Inko, is it possible to create multiple rooms together? Suppose we
Possible,
are
yes.
doing a 1,500 square feet apartment
It's
with
already happening on my phone 360. What we were asking, it's I have sent you a
So
link on your phone.
it is possible to do so. Design Cafe is exactly doing the same with 1,500 designers every day on the same system like IMOS Net.
Okay.
But to have higher performance, they structure the apartment into individual rooms. So
Okay.
they have a kitchen room, a living room. They have so, but yes, you can also have multiplied rooms available. So you can also make an apartment, but as bigger a room is, as more performance you need. So this is something which makes it simpler to structure in one project and have different rooms under a project.
Okay. So
Generally,
we
what
create,
we do is we do room by room, and then we create a project. It will be in project, say a 2 BHK house of XYZ person. Inside that, you have multiple rooms.
okay.
You
Okay.
can view that in that way.